Hey, thank you for tuning into this interview with INO. I'm sitting here with Salomon Duran. Tell us something about yourself, Salomon.
Well, like you said, I'm Solomon, and I'm the youth pastor at Church of All Nations, also the young adult pastor now recently. And I've known Dustin probably
A while.
more than 10 years. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Very, very, very long time. And I'm just glad to be here on the interview for INO.
INO. So you're starting a clothing line soon. As you can tell, he's a fashionable guy. Tell us something about that. What is that looking like? What are you doing?
Yeah, I've always had the desire to do that. And even if some guys are like, well, I want to start to make money, or I want to do this clothing line thing to get my name out there, I feel like it's just like an impulse for me. I have to do it. I have to create. I have to make it happen.
Yeah.
So it's going to happen this year, and it's tough to get it going with having a job, having a family, trying to fit all these things in there. But I think if you want to do something, you'll find time. And I'm really interested in seeing what the fashion world is putting out now. New York Fashion Week just finished up, and I'm getting to see a lot of the runway shows and what people are putting out, so I can have an idea of what I want to craft, and how different I want to be, because I don't want to look.
What makes you want to do fashion? What makes you want to do that in the first place?
I just like expression. I think it's a key form of telling people a story with how you dress. I think it's a way to say something before you even talk to anybody. Something you could say without saying anything.
Yeah.
So you could I can tell something about somebody, and not about prejudice, nothing like that.
Yeah.
But I can tell if somebody's wearing a Yeezus shirt and with the cut-off jeans, and I know he's a Kanye fan and he likes Fear of God. Like I know that off the rip, just because that's the vibe, that's the style. So I really appreciate that kind of attitude.
Yeah.
Where you put on yourself what you want to express to the world, and that's fascinating to me. So that's why I want to create my own voice.
Yeah.
You put on one of these shirts, one of these jackets, this is what you want to say. This is how you want to speak. That's really what fascinates me about it.
Yeah. And I remember when I was in like high school, I was wearing like yellow shorts with like blue t-shirts and like
it was bad, man.
White, back in the day, Air Force Ones, boy.
It was bad.
Woo-hoo. I had a black pair, a white pair, black laces on the white pair. I thought I was.
But you would wear it with shorts, so your feet would look this big.
And then my feet like a size 12. I got a big foot,
skinny
bro.
legs, a big foot, skinny legs, and these shorts. And I'm like.
So I remember it was my birthday, and this guy got me. It was a big deal for me. It was like I never even heard of Hollister, and he got me a Hollister shirt. This was back in the day. It might not be.
When Hollister was
banging.
When you could wear Hollister.
When you could wear Hollister. And I was like, I wore that shirt maybe 5 out of 7 days of the week. The other 2 days I probably just didn't even wear a shirt. I was probably at home by myself.
It was me and a friend of mine, Matt.
Yeah.
We were like, man, we need to help Dustin out, man. This dude need to step his game up.
Struggling.
He's in high school now. He can't be looking like this, man. So we went to, we were just in the mall. We were going around. Like, man, let's just go check something out in Hollister. When everybody, we were like the Hollister shirts with all the beach stuff on it and the bird. Like, oh, let's just get him one of these. So we put money in together. We got him the shirt, and he loved it. I mean, it was like a step into
like
the
manhood.
style. Yeah, manhood, but like being aware of what you're wearing. You know what I mean? Not having everything.
I still have that shirt. That shirt is very monumental and sentimental. I showed you it like a week ago. I still have it. It's like a small, so I can still fit into it. But
it was the step in the right direction.
The right direction, the one direction. Sponsored by. And so, it was really monumental. But anyway, so besides the fact, I think it's cool that like you're very, cultural and, being a pastor and doing that kind of stuff. People sometimes can't put those together, and you're doing that, and it's important to you. And why do you think that's like so important to just people these days, to be cultural and doing something good at the same time?
I think it's the only way to do it. I think the only way to infiltrate culture is to be in culture. I feel like, and this is me personally as a pastor, but this would look many different ways for many different people. The church has done a really bad job with infiltrating culture because they've tried to separate themselves from culture.
Yeah.
It's like trying to say we're going to make our own thing. We're going to make our own completely different world in the corner over here on the side, on the outside of the city, in the outskirts. And what that's done is it's alienated people, like musicians, like fashion designers, like people who are drenched in culture. I mean, you look at artists and you look at painters, you look all of these types of things. You're like, I don't belong in church because I want to be in culture. And I think the church makes culture. If you look at architecture, some of the best architecture in the world are cathedrals.
Yeah.
And they're thousands of years old because they stood. And that was how the church was culturally progressive. They were building these buildings and everybody's like, wow. The destinations in Europe, the destinations in places like Russia, these are church buildings. These are temples. These are, even if you look at the Muslim culture, their temples are like, these elaborate things where you've seen religion push the boundaries forward. And so what I appreciate is that I can look at that in my spectrum of culture, how I see it, and take my own walk of Christianity and apply that to it.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm going to make a t-shirt that says Jesus on it. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But you don't have to do that in order to influence culture. You can make something cool and be a Christian.
Yeah.
It's like Christian rap. Christian rap is cool. But why do we have to call it Christian rap? It's just rap. And it's Christians rapping.
Yeah.
It's like Kanye called his album a gospel album. Is it a gospel album?
Jesus,
it's got
show me the way. Because
that's what I'm saying. It's got gospel stuff in it.
Yeah.
Is it a Christian album? I don't necessarily think so.
Yeah.
But he's influenced by Christianity.
Yeah.
He's been infiltrated by that. And that's where I think we need to step up. That's where I think we need to go in further and faster. It's like, let's be in culture, not outside of it.
Yeah. And talk about being cool. Tell us how you dressed in high school. Since I wore like blue shorts and yellow t-shirts and red shoes, what was your high school dress code? What did it look like?
I went to Deerfield High, Broward County, South Florida, 954. Represent. Buck play.
That's how they would.
That's how the Haitians say it. But no offense, I love Haitian people. But it was the movement of what do you call those guys? The franchise boys.
Don't ask me. I wouldn't know.
Lean, rock, waited. Those guys, that kind of thing. D4L, the guys that made Laffy Taffy, even guys like Trick Daddy and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
That's how they dress like real baggy.
Yeah.
And I know it's kind of cool, not like it's different. It's like a interesting kind of baggy. Before it was like
really
12 sizes too big kind of baggy. So we used to call them tall tees. And you should have been tall to wear the tees, but I wasn't. And so they went down to my knees.
That's like a dress.
And then I had pretty much. And then I had the like, you know how they have the longer tees now? They're cool. Back then, it was just, there was no form. It was just like a big old thing.
Yeah, just like a
and
sag
you would have these down. Yeah, so you would sag your pants. And so I had Dickies. This like you wore Dickies. That's what we did. And they were shorts, but they looked like capris because they went all the way down here. Because when you would sag them, they would come down. So you had this really long shirt. And you couldn't cover your pants because then you looked like you were wearing a dress. So you'd have to lower your pants. So they'd be touching your shoes pretty much, and you'd have to walk like, like wobble wobble and hold your pants up because you were dragging them. So that's how.
That was my next phase. After my cool. Unmatching phase, my colorblind phase, I went to that baggy. But I think we all did. There's 4 of us in the room, and all 4 of us, right? We all had the baggy phase. All 4 of us.
If you lived in Broward,
you went through the baggy phase.
For any type of you did that because that was our culture.
Swag.
That's how it was infiltrated for us.
So. In like 30 seconds, tell us, why it's so important, talk about fashion and you talk about expressing yourself. Why is it so important to just be yourself and to, for your dreams, your goals, your passions, everything you go through in life, just to be yourself and follow through with it?
I think there's a song by Chance the Rapper on an album called Surf, and it says, "Want to be cool." I think everybody wants to be cool, and the best way to be cool is to be yourself. I know that's kind of cliche, but to be cool is to not fear anybody. To be cool is not to wear a specific shirt or to rock a specific brand. To be cool is to not fear what anybody thinks. And yeah, that's tough. And yeah, that's not what really happens. But if you want to see somebody that's cool, they'll wear a yellow shirt without anybody caring, and they'll rock it. Why? Because that's what they want.
Yeah.
And they'll be cool because they're doing them. So just do you. Listen, God's put a gift in your heart. God's put talents in your body, in your soul. Use them. And regardless of what people say, just do you. Because that's really where the coolness comes from, is being yourself. Because nobody else can do that. You know what cool is? Cool is of individuality. That's what it is. Whether it's pay less or fear of God or whatever else you want to rock, you can make it dope if you just be yourself.
That's good. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to I Know. Thank you, Salomon, for being here, and we'll see you guys soon.